fucking move a muscle. If I hear so much as a peep, you're only getting a side order of lead. We clear? Wallet's on the table!
Somebody likes being the center of attention.
What part of keeping your fucking mouth shut did you not understand? How about you go first? Hand over your wallet. Nice and easy.
Can't believe you've made it this far.
You and your shit again?
People who don't judge their competition don't last too long in the streets. I've met people like you before. They're all dead now. Know why? Because none of them could get the spec on me.
Nice try. You're bluffing. Trying to trip me
I
up.
danced at Maelstrom and Arasaka. You think you could so much as scratch me? You'll die before you can pull that trigger. I guarantee you.
Fuck it. Let's bail.
Well, welcome back there, Cyberpunkers. That was a bit of action, wasn't it? That was pretty darn awesome. Yeah, natural born killers they ain't. Fantastic. I get a free drink. Lovely jubbly. That's a great way to start an episode. Heck yes. And grab time. Lovely and jubbly. Yes, my friend. I will take one of those. It looks like Lafayette from True Blood, doesn't it, a little? Here we go. Let's end with that, the thing around his head and stuff. Lovely. Right, here we go. Let's grab this. Nice. I'll have that. I think I had to pay for it. I don't think I got a drink on the house at all there. But yeah, thank you, chum. And nice one. We're going to head on out and we're going to do some proper missions this episode, my chummery friends. So yes, we're going to be doing a race with good old Claire. We're going to start the races, the street races. Heck yes. Too fast, too furious. Yep, so here we go. Let's head on over to Claire's garage. Hello there, Claire's garage. Yeah, so I'm going to speak to Claire and then I'm going to rob her blind. Because as I was going in here, I saw a couple of purple markers, which hopefully they're going to be crafting products for epics. Heck yes, not that I've got the crafting skill to craft epics.
You know your shit and you've got good taste.
But I will do. I do want to get that. Heck yes. So I'm trying to work out at this point where the heck those epics are. I think that's an epic. Yeah, so let's just nick that before we even talk to Claire. And then the other one I think is behind Claire that I need to go grab and sneak a Kate away. Heck yes. So let's talk to Claire. Let's see what she's got to say. Heck yes.
Come on, you alive?
A driver, huh? With you as my navigator?
Not exactly. This kind of racing involves drivers and gunners.
So, you a turret guru or a driver's ed dropout?
I'm more an engine tuner. Good at it too. And I shoot, but I'm no rally racer. I trust you're capable behind the wheel?
Sure, Claire. I'll be your driver.
Okay, we got 4 races. First one's in City Center. That'll be followed by the Badlands and Santo, then Watson to finish.
When do we start?
There's a qualifying ladder. Need to climb it to reach the finals.
How high?
Top 3 in at least 2 rallies gets our ticket stamped. Let's meet in City Center. I'll snap you the specifics. Hear the roar of overtuned monsters? That's the place.
See you there.
Right, I love myself a nice little race. Heck yes. And I've got to go into my settings yet again and disable a load of stuff just in case I get a copyright flag, because I'm bound to have car stereos and there's a radio over there. I don't know why they don't fix that to save your frickin' settings. It saves everything else. Yeah, really annoying. Anyway, over in this little cabinet over here is a lovely jacket ticket. Yes, we're going to have that jacket ticket. Heck yes. And then we're going to head on over outside and just around the corner. And look at this. There is a cyber psycho on the loose or something. I mean, what are you running from, my friend? Well, we're going to head on over here. We're going to follow where he came from. Oh, my days. Look at that. There's a big freaking blood trail. It looks like he slugged his way out of the alleyway. And yes, Regina has called, which means Cyber Psycho is in range. And this guy, I don't know what's happened to this poor chap, but he has been completely butchered. He has been mullered. Big slug trail of blood leading into what looks like a campsite of some kind. So yeah, I'm going to have a little scout around, so let's just follow the blood over there. Freaking lovely. Not so lovely. Freaking horrible. Right, okay, so yeah, we're going to investigate this hostile area. Now this cyberpunk or cyber psycho seems to be one of these net runners. More of a hacker than some sort of pugilist or evil sort of nasty ninja sort. But yeah, I don't like getting hacked. Hacked, it's a lame way of fighting, isn't it? So here we go. I'm just scanning these bodies around here, and what I didn't notice was these cannons emerged from the freaking roof of the bridge and started shooting the cack out of me. And they're pretty darn freaking tough, these little cannons. So yeah, I'm going to hide and try to shoot these cannons and take them out. And no sooner have I done that, I think, well, okay, well, where's this freaking cyber psycho? Where the fudge is he? And you see that yellow marker on the floor. I'm wondering whether that's a cyber psycho playing possum. But no, he pops up behind me. He's over there. So yeah, I actually think it's a she, this cyber psycho. But I'm going to grab all the stuff that's over here anyhow. Chicka-pow, reload, have a quick look-see. But yep, I believe they're behind me anyhow at this stage. I mean, I did see a marker saying that there's something over there. And you can see that there's like a red sort of triangle. And I'm being shot by something. So there we go. There they are. It is them. That's the cyber psycho right there. Now, I shot the heck out of them, but they've still got quite a lot of energy. And she's legging it over there. It is a she. And I figure, right, let's throw a grenade over. Because they're trying to hack me. You see those sort of like lines and stuff? That's me getting hacked, which is really lame. So there you go. She's dead. That's done. Fudge. Okay, well that's yeah, a lot of the cyber psychos have put up a really good fight. She did not really, so awesome though. That's another one to chalk off a list. I think that's 9 of the 17 found so far, chums. So as a little side project, I am taking out cyber psychos and making Cyber City a nicer place to be. Heck yes. So here we go, done dilly done, and I'm just looting pretty much everything that is around here. I will take it to a drop-off point at some other stage. Brilliant. Now, what I would say is after you kill a cyber psycho, there's usually quite a lot you've got to do on top of that before you can report back to Regina Jones. A lot of the time you can just find a chip and report back to her. Then I get a phone call from River. Let's have a look, see what River's got to say.
Sounds like it. What happened?
I shouldn't talk about this on the holo. We gotta meet.
When and where? Tell me.
Glenn, tonight. I'll flick you the details. Will you make it?
Do my best.
Thanks, V. Till then.
Right, well there you go. That's not until tonight, so I may as well hook up with Claire and do that frickin' street race. Too fast, too furious. Captain Steve behind the frickin' wheel of a car. Awesome! This should be fun. Now, Claire does actually give you the choice of using her car or your own car, and I go for hers. I'm going to go for riding the beast. I mean, I've driven all my own cars. I want to try out hers. I want to see what it's like. I mean, there could be a chance. A chance, I don't know whether it's a thing or not at this stage, chums, that you might get to own said car. You know, like Too Fast, Too Furious, usually the reward is a car, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to talk to good old Claire. We're going to have a quick chat with her and see what's going on and what's going down before we get into the shenanigans. Heck yes, but it seems like all the police have been paid off to turn a blind eye to what's going on, which is frickin' ace. Sorry, an ambulance has just pulled up outside my own gaff. This is interesting, and this is a quiet little street. So I've taken the driver's seat. Claire is in the passenger seat. She's going to be doing the shoot him and shoot. I'm doing the drive him and drive. Heck yes, drive him and drive time. Yes, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Heck yes, we're off. Meow. Look at me go. Oh, there's a car actually stapled to the front bumper of my car, causing me to go slower than I want to. Take that. Yes, you get him, Claire. That little roustabout, you show him what for. Yeah, pow. Yep, and we're already in second place. We're already in second place, John. Heck yes. Oh, fudge, we're skidding all over the place. It does snake a bit. If you lose control, you lose control big time in this car. Heck yes. Right, okay, well, let's just oh, yeah, we'll drive over the top of him. Why not? Why the fudge not? Yeah, I mean, we're in a 4x4 like a monster truck. Yeah, let's show him what for. Ha-ha! Hooray and hurrah, tally-ho, and away we go. So we go. I'm now in first place, and I leave them way behind. I think I actually lapped them at one stage because we end up shooting them again in like about a minute's time or so. But anyway, we easily butcher this race, but it's just race 1. This is just the qualifier. So here's the finish line, and we're through, and we're across the line.
Did we just see?
We fucking won! First place!
Hey, you sound surprised.
First fucking place! It's not that I'm surprised, it's just...
I know, first place. I heard you.
Let's hold up at the finish line a minute, just in case.
You got it.
Right now, well, there we go. We won that freaking race. Yeah, I put that in the pocket for a rainy day. Lovely jubbly. So I asked Claire to drop me back off at the shop because I don't want to waste the rubber on my shoes and walk. Heck no. So yeah, I might as well get a freaking lift. Yep. So yeah, Claire drops me off. We've talked about future races and how awesome we are because we are freaking awesome. And then she drives off and just leaves me there. It's like, okay, well, you've got better things to do. Obviously, they don't include me. Lovely. Great. Goodbye, friend. Anyway, I find my other friend. I found River. Heck yes, the copper that everybody loves to hate. And I'm going to run over and go see good old River and actually speak to the chap. So let's go see the guy. So yeah, last time he actually had to report his friend to internal affairs. And pretty much his friend warned him that he might lose his badge. And I think that's what's actually happened because he seems pretty damn freaking down. And yeah, and that's not all. That's not all that's going on in his world. He's got something that he wishes to show me. And yeah, I asked him, what do you want to talk about? And he's like, look, maybe you need to watch this first. And he hands me over like some sort of data stick, and I plug it in, and I watch the news. And what's gone down, basically, is they've recovered some sort of kid from a suspect's car. The suspect's in prison or whatever, but the kid that they've actually pulled out has got some sort of neurological brain damage, and he's actually placed in a coma or something or other, and he's not in a good way. But the kid that they recovered is actually wearing River's nephew's shoes. And River's nephew went missing a few days ago. So we now think that this killer, that is now in some sort of vegetative state or something, may have his nephew. So I follow River. Well, we break into this sort of complex where we might be able to get into the killer's brain through, even though he's in a coma, and look at his dreams as if they were a BD. So right now I'm looking through all these different filing cabinets and stuff to see if I can find this sort of brain dance information. But look at this, chums. There is a gun on the side here called the Overture. It's a legendary. It's just sitting there on the frickin' side. I didn't have to do anything. So where this is right here, and I had to jump over the back wall to get into this sort of area. It's in Haywood, and it's just around there. Okay, and I had to jump over a wall to get in there, and I've got the double jump, which allowed me to do that. So I don't know whether you can do it with a normal jump, but I used double jump and got over the wall and went through that window, which I could unlock. However, River seemed to be out of phase through frickin' materials. And I found a filing cabinet in the back room that looks like a nursery, which is where you actually find the actual comatose victims. I don't know whether it's the victim that's in a coma or whether it's the actual killer that's in a coma. I can't work that bit out of who I'm actually brain dancing into. It's a bit of a weird one because you're going into this person's dreams, and I'd imagine it's the killer's dreams that we're going into. It's an odd one. Anyhow, so here we go. We're in this facility anyway, and we get rumbled. And River seems to know this chick anyhow. They've got a bit of history, a bit of friction going on there. I don't really know what's going on, but he says he would tell me over a drink some other time in the future. It'd be awesome to be able to play these arcade machines. I haven't found one that you can interact with as yet. But anyhow, we talk to her. This goes on for freaking ages, so I sped up the footage. And it's just him and her having a little bit of a set to and talking about him being thrown off the floors. And she sort of says, you can't trust a word this guy says. And then, as I'm actually leaving this complex as well, after she opens the front door for us, which is quite convenient, Johnny also says, you can't trust this guy as far as you can throw him. He's a cop, and you can't really trust a cop, basically. And and I kind of go back with a retort. Yes, I can, blah, blah, blah. You're a rocker guy, when have you ever come across a rocker that isn't a prick? You can't stereotype everybody, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've been stung a couple of times through my naivety during the play of this. I mean, I trusted Dex. Dex shot me in the freaking head. So, yeah, you've got to be careful who you put your trust in with inside of CyberPunk. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he comes across as a nice guy, but everybody in the CyberPunk universe seems to be out for themselves. As a little bit of a heads up and a word of warning. So, yeah, I am not going to invest too much into any sort of friendship or relationship inside this game. The only person I feel I can trust is that Ripperjack that we met right at the very start, and maybe even Misty. Those characters around the whole Jackie sort of scenario. But no, everybody else, Victor is the Ripper Doc I think I can trust. But everybody else, yeah, I'm kind of like, right, okay, fine. Well, I'm coming along for the ride, but that is about it. the ride, and that's it. Because everybody seems to have their own sort. It's very materialistic, very sort of, I'm going to step on you for the means of power, blah blah blah. Anyhow, we search his nephew's room, and he's got like his own little mini caravan-y type thing here. So I scan everything, and again, this was a freaking ball ache. So you go through all of his stuff, rifling around, but it is kind of nice being, you do feel like you are a detective, and there's little clues and little snippets, so you have to string together and put together in a way that it all just melds together like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, and helping out River and him being a detective. You feel like you are a detective. So in the end, I found a laptop underneath the bed. River gets it out. We hack into the device by using passwords, by going around his room and looking for his favourite type stuff. It turns out to be one of his favourite bands or favourite songs of a band that seems to unlock the laptop. But we tried everything, his girlfriend's name, all sorts of other stuff. Yeah, anyway, we managed to get in, and then we find some pretty disturbing sort of emails from the person who is the perpetrator. This guy that's actually taking all these kids is a guy called Anthony or something, but he's not a nice guy. This is the guy that's a little bit tapped in the head, and yeah, he's taking kids and doing something with them. And kind of reading through these emails, you find this weird, disturbing freaking cartoon with a really disturbing sort of jingle in the background. I mean, how sinister looking is that? It just slaps the cow as well. And yeah, it leaves you feeling a little uneasy. There's very sort of Silence of the Lambs sort of stuff going on there. Anyway, because we've got that trigger point, that cartoon, we send it over to River's friend, or if you want to call her that lady that Rumble does at the facility. She actually uses it and finds that, yes, we can actually get into the dreams, and she sends some dreams that we can plug straight into a BD almost immediately, which is freaking ace. So I plug in, River can watch on the monitor, and we're going to go through some of the BDs. Now, some of these BDs are really freaking sinister. I've cut this down because there's 3 BDs you have to go through to get all the clues. It's a long detective type Rumble, it really is.
Got no way to ID him. Kid's father was a real hard ass.
I asked you a question!
I don't know.
Choline and methionine levels. See anything odd?
Too low?
You were supposed to check before school. What are you gonna say for yourself? I was gonna die because of you. Gonna kill it like you killed your mama.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, just dial up her hormones. And shut off that goddamn cartoon!
So right, like I said, there was 3 parts of that breakdance, and yeah, I sort of gave you sections, snippets of some of the really disturbing sections that sort of made me sort of go, ooh. I felt a bit uneasy through the whole brain dance. The way they done it, the way they put it together, puts you in the mind of this sort of like killer and how they got to the place that they are. But now that they've come out of the brain dance, look what's on the screen. It says you're leaving signal area. As I exited, that popped up on the screen, and it stays on the screen for the next half an hour or so until we actually arrive at the gaff that we're going to. But this is like where all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle start sort of coming together. And I love how River goes through all the little segments that we've found inside the brain dance, inside of the actual room of the kid, and the stuff that he's actually heard on the blower and things. And it all just melds. It comes together really nice. Just like all the stories in CyberPunk. The story for CyberPunk is amazing. Now, some of the bugs, like the one we've got on the screen right now, kind of shatter some of the immersion, but the actual story itself keeps you immersed. It really does. I can't stop playing. I love this. Can't put it down. It's such an awesome game. Anyhow, now I'm reaching the actual location that we need to arrive at. So it looks like this sort of farm by some silos and things. You get some snippets of the silos or whatever in the background. So you kind of know where you're going. So yeah, I'm just tooling myself up. I'm going to put on the Overture. that legendary gun that we picked up earlier. Heck yes, hopefully we're going to get to blow some people's heads off. But then I'm thinking to myself, this guy was a loner. There's probably not going to be any people inside this facility apart from his victims. And it looks like there's a shed load of mines. So I'm blowing up all the mines, and the actual barn that we need to get into has got some guns on the front. The house that we need to get to has got some automated guns on the front as well. Ones that, for whatever reason, you can't seem to destroy, because I tried that first time around and they killed me, so I cut that bit of footage out. But what I found is if you go round the actual back end of the barn, there is a slight incline, a little bit of a hill. You see it there that I'm just about to walk up now. And because I've got the double jump, I can actually make it on top of that actual barn. So there we go. I jumped up there. But it does look like on that other corner of the barn, at the far corner, it does look like there's some sort of ladder or some sort of apparatus to try and get you back up onto the barn's far corner anyway. So yeah, I'm sneaking around on the roof, and I notice that some of these tilings are quite loose. I mean, there's a load of solar panels here as well. But yeah, so if I head on over, all the way over to here, I can see that there's a grating that's been placed up against the wall. So I'm looking for a hole at the moment. There is a slight hole to the side edgings of here, but look, see, you can sort of see in there through here. Awesome. But I can't really do too much other than look in. You can see that there are some victims in some of those sort of like little pens down there, which is freaking disturbing as hell. I mean, he's pumping all the sort of nutrients and stuff that the cows had for their feed into these victims, which it's not going to do humans any good at all. I don't know why he's doing it, or what he feels he need, or why he feels he needs to do it. But yeah, he was abused himself, and now he seems to be turning that onto his victims, which is proper freaking sinister. Anyhow, so I've got to find my way down, so I'm just looking around for a place to actually go down safely, but I think it's not all that high, so I just head on down anyway. I just jumped down in the end, because I couldn't find any sort of ladder or anything. But here I am, down on the ground, and we've now got to shut off all this apparatus, because it seems to be fully automated in pumping this stuff into all these kids that he's kidnapped. So I'm looking for the actual console to turn all this off, while River is actually trying to get the mask off of his nephew. But a lot of these kids have been clamped into these things as well. So freaking sinister. It's like it is very Silence of the Lambs meets Saw. It's that sort of thing. A psycho killer. It's crazy. Very dark. But here we go. So through this door over here, I find the actual computer to shut all this off. And again, you've got that disturbing freaking cartoon.
Okay,
you've got the music going all the time as well. That dun 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 dun. Yeah, this mission was something like out of a horror film, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing it, but it's proper dark. It's a little bit twisted, and it does make you feel a little uneasy. So yeah, there's so much in this game. There really is. There's so much going for it, and it just keeps you coming back for more. Even though some of it is like watching a car crash, you don't really want to turn your head from it, because it's just so freaking engrossing, but at the same time extremely sinister. Righto, so I'm trying to get the masks off of these kids. So here we go, let's get this one off. Now this guy's still got a pulse. He seems to be alright. So yeah, and V with the optical implants and stuff can give some sort of light medical diagnosis. So that one's dehydrated. So head on over to the next one. This one, not so lucky. This guy has actually perished, and he's been perished for a little while. So let's get the mask off of him. Yeah, no pulse at all. He's been dead a few days. Not good. Not good. So let's go and help River with his nephew. Let's go and help him with Randy. Let's just get this one off quickly as well. He's on the route, isn't it? Pow! Done. You can see the metal clamps. It's almost like, like on fair rides or whatever, when you get on a roller coaster. Proper sort of armatures holding them into place. So these kids, they couldn't escape even if they wanted to. And I imagine these things would have held cows down. So yeah, a human has got no chance of getting out of there. Ooh, it makes you cringe. It really does. It's horrible. So there we go. We managed to get him out. And let's get the mask off of him. And yeah, his eyes are rolled back into his head. He does not look well at all. Not good. It's not looking good for Randy, and it's not looking good for River. And it looks like River's losing his shit. And rightly so. But anyway, we've rescued them. I didn't actually look at what state this guy's in. He's still blinking. He's still alive. There's still something going on. But he's not a well bunny. He's not a well bunny at all. And anyway, we've got all the actual medics turn up and all the police. And I'll leave you with the dialogue between River and myself.
We did it, River.
Yep, we sure did. But I'm not about to leave it like this. The horror that bastard inflicted. Can't let it go.
What do you want to do? Zero him?
Exactly. Squeeze the life out of him with my bare hands. Sick fuck has to die.
Do what you gotta do. Kill him, spare him. Just one request, River.
What's that?
Leave me out of it. Had my fill of this case.
Not willing to see this through with me?
Helped you, because it was about your nephew. That's over. So enough.
Too bad. Thought we'd take this to the end together. But it's alright. I'll handle it.
Really aim to do it. They'll catch you.
No, they won't. That is, I was a detective, remember? I know how to cover my tracks.
Best of luck then. See each other around?
Probably. Eventually. Need a little time to myself for now.
Hey, we're ready for evac. Are you riding along or not?
Really, V. Thanks. Couldn't have done it without you.
Don't mention it. And holler if you need anything.
Right, so it looks like River is going down the path of revenge, and that's kind of where I'm going to draw my line, because although I have kind of got beef with this killer, at the same time, he was a victim himself, which turned him into the person that he is, so I kind of feel, you know, these sort of people need freaking mental help, and you know, people can change, but at the same time, what he done was completely effed up, and I can understand why River wants to kill him, but to be honest, that's his beef. And with everything that other people have said, don't trust him. I thought he might use me as some sort of scapegoat or something, so I decided to let him go his own way with this, which is fine. I got a message from Claire Russell. Looks like we're going to be doing another race fairly soon, chum, so hopefully I'll have that video for you. Also, we found that Dex's gun, we found that fridge with some tech, so I need to go and take that to the Tex guy, Nix, I think his name's Nix, in the nightclub, so I need to go do that. So I'm probably going to go do that mission in the next episode. I was supposed to do that one beforehand, but I thought we'd do the race. I thought the simple race, but then I get another phone call from River, so I got sidetracked. So sorry for the tangent, and that's where this actual farm is. I might come back here when there's no police activity and give it a proper scout around. Anyway, until next time, goodbye people. Salute Mondo. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye again.
If you're armed, place your weapon here. Now please report to room number 2. Room 2.
Please sit. Papers. Is this routine?
It might be. We'll see. What are you transporting?
It's all in there.